Jenna, Keeper, J. Shanes. Trust me, bro. We still fight, splits, wins, and pain. Shots in the red, we still make games. Real ones only, community flow, no cap, no chill. That's trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. We move, we grow. Market swing wild, we steal the show. Trust me, bro, like it, let's go. Tuesdays hit hard, that's all you gotta know. Jenna, Keeper, J. Shanes, ready to go. This is the moment. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Trust the moment. Trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. Dude, it reminds me of the coffee cup that I have these like little like rocks glasses that you would think I'm drinking liquor out of, but it's espresso. And the one that I usually like to drink out of, it says Bitcoin. Should have listened to me, bro. Trust me.
Try to tell you, at least, you know, over the last couple of years, I feel like when we go to holidays, and yeah, there's maybe some events where you got somebody in at the wrong time, but for the most part, I feel like we've been in the game long enough where like now, like when we show up at the holidays this year, because like, you know,
You're the forward thinking guy.
Like, hey, told you.
Except for, bro, I got my sister and my girlfriend and my dad into VeChain, Caspa, and like 3 or 4 alts that have done, hold on, drum roll, wait for it, nothing. Since, I mean, you know, got into VeChain at 2 cents. Oh, this is a great opportunity. Got into Caspa, 9 cents. Great opportunity. I'm like,
well,
stay away from Bitcoin. It's going to be a little, you're not going to have as much of a return. And they're like, hey, about that Bitcoin thing.
You know, there's something to it. You know, hindsight's always 2020. I think a lot of us definitely diversified out of probably some early Bitcoin holdings into some altcoins that maybe aren't panning out. The VeChain thing, you know, like I said, you know, in at 2 cents, stuck at 2 cents. It's probably going to dip a little lower, to be honest with you. And we can maybe even pull up some charts later if we want, or you know, depending on how the conversation goes, see how everything works out. I would at some point though like to have a conversation with like some Caspa people to see like because I had someone I think it was Luca the other day. He had posted on one of my chats saying, hey, can you look at Caspa? And I did, and like you looked at the weekly, and then you looked at like the daily, and it just doesn't look good at all.
And it you know, a lot of people know that I've been mining Caspa now for, I don't even know, 1.5 years or more, something like that. And so I've definitely, you know, racked up some Caspa, but it's the networks have been down, the mining networks have been down. It's been more expensive to mine than it would be to buy spot effectively for a little while now, which is really annoying. And so we just haven't had our machines up and operational. And we were expecting, I mean, you know, I've never been the real bull, right? Nobody's ever heard me talk about $1 million Bitcoin. They've never heard me talk about a $5 Caspa. They've never heard me talk. I'm just not like, I try to, and I think it's for me. I think we're going to talk about some of this later. Yeah. Some of it, I think I temper my expectations for myself because of just for my mental health. I just don't want to set this crazy expectation and then get, you know, yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, with Caspa, that's been a tough one, dude. I'd love to hear what the heck is going on. The network is screaming fast. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. But I think we're still at the point where, guess what? You got to market stuff. Yeah. And they're not marketing anything.
Do people still think it's like the Bitcoin killer, right? Yo, I'm the Bitcoin killer. Like, come on.
Hey, listen, I hope that it is, because if it is, I'm just saying, for me, there's a lot of people that are going to be very upset and not happy with that outlook. But for me, your boy is going to be sitting pretty if Caspa takes over as the Bitcoin killer.
Yeah, you know what? All the nation states, you know what? We don't want any of this Bitcoin stuff.
That's right. We're going straight Caspa.
We're going teal, baby.
Caspa. Let's jump in the chat real quick and say hi to everybody.
I love it.
Who's here? DJ and Brian, as always. Good to see you, bro. Glad that you are here. J Chains, I see you in the chat. GM, it's actually GA right now for me and for J Chains. To GM7-13.eth. Nice to be here. Glad you're here. Luca's in the house. Blocky is in the house. Man. Who else we got up in here? Is that about it right now? Well, that's what I see right now. Thank you guys for being here.
Oh,
I know once a week can make it a little bit tough to get the consistency, but yeah. What was that? You playing Pac-Man?
Like that was.
That was an intense smashing of the like.
Well, some people confuse it with like thinking I'm a Florida Gator fan. Chomp chomp, no, that's just we're smashing the like.
We're smashing the computer.
Jay
was talking to me earlier, and I had it coming through my speakers, and I've got an old computer that I'm operating on right now. I think it's probably like, I don't know for sure. I'd have to look. It's got a nice big screen. It's an Apple, it's a Mac, whatever. But I think it's like 8 or 9 years old. I think it's 2016, maybe something like that. And he was talking, and the whole screen was wah, wah, like it was. What would you say? It was like my Jesus was like vibrating, and I don't know. It was looking wild. I think my computer was like, I can't handle all talking at the same time as we're trying to do visuals here. So think about a new computer soon. I don't know. Mike Vollmer's in the house too. My bad, bro.
Oh, there he is. Vollmer, what's up, brother? What's up, everybody? Glad to see you. Thanks for it's so I've been doing kind of things a little bit differently. So this is my first time on YouTube in a while. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days that I'm on YouTube right now, and then Monday through Friday, the 3 p.m. show has just been on X because I've been on BC.Game doing some live action, whether it's vlogs.
I gotta check that out. I do have to get on there and check that out.
YouTube does not like that, so
really?
My daughter will come up here and we'll just sit up here and play slots for.
YouTube doesn't like you playing it.
Yeah, not live.
Really? Like they shut it down?
Yeah.
Really? Huh? I'll tell you what they can't shut down is that awesome background you got right now. The setup of the office, I like it. The studio, I should say. The studio looks good. What's off of your, I'm thinking, unless I'm flipped around, it's your left shoulder. You have two pieces of red and a blue. Maybe it's your right shoulder and it's just flopped. It's your left? Okay.
My left shoulder.
What is that?
So one of them is a Father's Day present. The other is a birthday present from my daughter. That's some OG art.
Is it like it almost looks like it's glowing paint or something? Like
so I have the blue light. It's a blue light up there. It's not a black light. It's just the colored blue that I have on both sides, like putting blue. Yeah. And for whatever reason, it kind of does act a little bit like a black light for the pink. So the pink is glowing slightly. And like if there's an orange, like I have something in my closet that's orange, and if the light hits that, it lights it up like a black light, which is crazy, but it's just blue.
That's what it looks like. It looks cool. I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. Mike Vollmer said, I hope you and Keeper know about what happened to Julie Kennis.
Okay, so I before I talk about this, Julie is a good friend of mine. She's an industry colleague. Yeah. She is one of the utmost professionals at what she does. From what I understand, there was some very inappropriate stuff that had happened with some other people in this space, a project that it like recruited, I think, to get some marketing or some media or whatever it was. And so before we comment or I comment on it, I do want to go back and watch this game. I have heard some things. I talked to Drew over at Hit Network. We talked for a few minutes yesterday. We're going to connect again today, and I've got to talk to a few more people.
You have to
talk about anything other than there's no room in our space for guys to be inappropriate with girls in this space at all. And that's all I'm going to say until I know everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, but let me jump on that as well. There's so much BS that comes. I'm not saying that what it's true, it's not true, whatever. But there's so much that we really do need to dig in before you ever comment on something like that.
And that's that's to protect everybody, including myself. I don't want to say something that
for sure. French Toaster, my dude. What up? Okay, so let's talk about life right now. Well, we'll start with crypto.
Yeah.
We're still a crypto show, so we'll start with crypto and talk about how the crypto markets have been affecting said life. Do you happen to have the crypto bubbles available by
Ooh, yeah.
chance?
Let me pull that up. And
Thinking
then
maybe if you could share your screen. Your boy Keeper, for those of you that don't know, has been on the Jesus crusade, and I've been all my TikTok stuff has been spiritual stuff, and like I have been much more personally available in my life for my. I mean, I'm always there for my daughter. That's never going to change. But basically, for my daughter and my girlfriend and my family and my friends, I've just been very much more available in that sense. My construction business, I've just been very much more like plugged in there recently. It's been very good for my mental health. Not that I was having like some mental health crisis, but
oh, sure.
I am not like intimately plugged in with all the inner workings of all the things happening, all things crypto right now. So Jay, I know that you have your finger on the pulse a little bit more. Obviously, I see my portfolio and the ups and the downs and the things that happen. And I'm not like just tuned out, but I'm curious. Is there any big stuff that's like happened last few days, 3, 4, 5 days to speak of, really?
To be honest with you, like I was looking at some headlines yesterday. There's, some more integrations with major Web 2 companies, coming into the space. There's, I think some ETFs or something over in the UK, which has had some crazy laws. Like I know a buddy that lives over there hasn't been able to use like normal exchanges or anything.
Really?
The UK has been crazy, but they've laxed some laws and it's available now. So like there's just wider acceptance. Again, it's all the same song and dance right now. This is dinner and a show where we're seeing these headlines. I believe there was another country that said France is getting ready to put 1% of their whatever into a Bitcoin treasury. So it's like, the fact that Bitcoin's not $150,000 right now is insane. Knowing that you've got countries all around the world that are willing to throw big dollars on their balance sheet into crypto, how are people not like salivating to buy more?
Yeah, I don't disagree. I actually did have one that I was plugged into. If I can touch on,
Brian said it right. Real quick fact check: 2%, not 1%. 2%.
2% what?
France is going to put it 2%.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They want to buy 2% of the Bitcoin supply.
Well, my boy Donald Trump has my boy DJT. True. So the actual company is Trump Media and Technology Group or something like that, but it's something like that. True Social, right? They partnered with Crypto.com. Have you heard this? So they partnered with Crypto.com to launch effectively prediction markets, right? So what's that?
Like truth predictions, right?
Yeah, like they're gonna host like event contracts, like prediction markets for elections, interest rate, commodities, sports, and they're gonna do it via Crypto.com. So now, like I think that's important. It kind of blurs the line even more between social media, finance, crypto, real world. It's new ways for people to engage and gamble with crypto. Good, bad? What do you think?
They're gonna do it, man. This is where it's going. Predictive markets, it's gonna probably be a fad, it's gonna be a cycle, you're gonna see some people get rich quick, and it's gonna lure people in. This could be the black swan event or the white swan event in some cases, right? It's inevitable. Society is a bunch of degens. So if you build it, I don't know, man. Like the whole thing is like I'm into it. Like I love sports betting. I've won a couple $100 on the game last night. I took Mahomes 250 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and the Chiefs to win. Right? It was a 3-leg parlay.
Really,
Boom, baby, hit it.
What did that pay out?
I now the political things are like some of the other things that people are wagering on. That's not my speed or my style, and that to each their own, I suppose. And so you can't have one but not the other. If I can't critique that or whatever floats your boat, your vices. And so my whole thing is
it's going there, and it's there, and people love it. So this is Trust Me, Bro, and we like to talk about like the mental health side of things too, right?
Yeah.
People need to be aware of and I'm just throwing this out there, the emotional toll that effectively crypto gambling on any and all things can have. Think about it now. Because listen, so
Yeah.
there are people out there that truly have a what's the word? Basically, they are prone to being a gambling addict, as an example, right? Now you're introducing into an already volatile system, which is all things crypto, right? Which is a gambling atmosphere anywhere or anyways. Now you're introducing this thing where, hey, guess what? I can gamble on an election. I can gamble. Like, it starts introducing where you can gamble on anything, right? On the outcome of just about anything. And it's being backed as being like just prediction markets, and it's sold as a very like lighthearted whatever. It can have a very big impact though on your daily life if your focus and your mental, awareness is I don't know, your judgment can get clouded by the fact that all you're focused on is the outcomes of all of these things, and now you've added stressors. And
so I agree with you, but so having this offering for people to participate in, again, you can choose to be there or not. Ultimately, every decision you make in life is a gamble, right?
I
Like,
agree.
say you live in the Philippines and your only way to get to work is to ride a moped, and you've seen the videos and all that. There's like a gazillion other people. That's a gamble, man. That's something, may or may not happen. You live in New York City and you got to walk the streets. That's a gamble, man. I've seen people I've almost gotten smashed, and it's my own fault, from stepping when you're not looking or whatever. But I've seen people get smashed up by cars really easy. Walking across the street is a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Every single day is, in some way, shape, or form, you're taking a risk.
Oh,
at least some people do,
for sure. No, the most risky thing people do with their life every single day is get in the car and drive.
Right.
Statistically, that is if you are going to die today, statistically, it is going to be in a car accident. So
be 1 mile from your house, which is crazy, right?
Yeah, which is absolutely wild. But yeah, I just think it's an interesting thing that we have the president of the United States, backing the idea of crypto, right? Having a platform that his company owns, that is this social platform that we are integrating crypto into. And oh, by the way, you can gamble with it, like straight up gamble, right? There's just a lot there. I think that people need to be aware of what they are doing, and just like anything else, use risk management. I don't know what the risk management tools are because I've never done anything with the prediction markets. Is there any sort of stop loss on any of this, or is it like, hey, I'm betting straight up on X, Y, and Z, and it either goes my way or it doesn't? Is there any sort of stop loss, if you will, or way to minimize your loss, or is it just like, I'm going to win, I'm going to lose?
So like with BC.Game, right? Like if I put in a sports book and I've got something in on a game, there are ultimately, like, pretty much right after you put your bet in, you get an opportunity to cash out at a little bit less, right? Say you put in a $10 bet, it might be for like 960 or 950, 940, something like that. You're like, cash out right now, you'll get some
before
money.
The game started,
before it starts, even. And sometimes the cash out will stick around a little bit longer. And if your team is starting to lose or not perform well, or the opening drive,
they give you the opportunity,
it goes down, right? Or if that opening drive, your team gets a touchdown, you might see that cash out number, or as the game goes on, your team's in the lead, you might see that cash out number go up and up and up, getting closer.
Because they want you to bail so that they take less of a hit on your win, effectively, right? I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. So you can pull your money early. Effectively, that's kind of, I mean, in some way, you're in the positive, like a stop in the profit. And then in other ways, it's a stop in the negative. Like, all right, like, I don't want to lose everything. So if I at least get, 40% of it back, like, at least it's not a, total loss.
I'll do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, it's not something that I've gotten, into. So I didn't know what the rails effectively look like on, playing with this stuff. I just know I have a friend that I used to live with years and years and years ago, and we used to run like high stakes poker game. Like, illegal, like taking a rake, stuff we should not have been doing at the house. And I didn't realize it at the time. So it was innocent to me. I thought, well, it wasn't innocent. I knew what we were doing was not legal, but I was also selling drugs and everything else. So like the least of my worries was taking a rake. The least of my worries was taking a rake off a poker table, right? I'm dealing dope, right? Like this is my lifestyle was not, I wasn't worried about that. But my best friend, I shouldn't say my best friend, my very good friend that I was living with at the time was a gambling addict, and I didn't recognize it at that age. I was so heavy and lost in all the whatever. Man, I saw it crush him, dude, like in a really, really wild, terrible, awful way. And combined with alcohol as well, those two just were a terrible combination for the same person. So I just always like to offer caution to people that, hey, have fun, enjoy your crypto. I think crypto as a whole is a gamble anyway. Investments are gambling, right? A lot of traders on the stock market are freaking gambling addicts is what they are. Their fix is just a little different, and the way they approach it is different, and they justify it by wearing a suit and a tie and saying that they looked at last year's earnings. And so it's actually not a bet. It's just a very educated investment decision.
Put your suit bet on.
So yeah. DJ and Brian says he'd buy drugs off me. That's good to hear. We can just stop the show now. That's all I was trying to do. Was I was like, if I can get DJ and somebody as cool as DJ and Brian to say that he'd like to buy dope from me, he would do it. That's great. So
there you go.
We love you guys. We are not going to sit here and talk about dealing dope. Sorry, I just was saying as a rule, yeah, just be careful out there.
There you go. But smash the like button anyway.
Yeah. So anyways, all of that just to say, so that's been going on. I know, that was one of the things that I had seen. I know the US-China trade stuff. I think there was some sort of like a trade truce between US and China, which had spurred some optimism. I know
we gave a ton of money, like some kind of investment package. Or did we give it, or did Japan invest in us?
I didn't see that, so I can't speak on that. I am not sure. I just know that there was US-China, basically a trade truce that had been very beneficial, or at least it looked like it had been very beneficial in pushing Bitcoin to the upside over this past week. Because what are we at right now? 114, something like that. I haven't even looked today, actually, specifically at what Bitcoin's at. What's Bitcoin at?
Bitcoin sitting at 114,778. Well, let me just refresh just to make sure. Bitcoin 115,287, Ethereum 4138. You got XRP 265.
Okay.
Solana 200, BNB 1145. What other coins you want to see? SWI 260. Damn, man, I think it's crushed.
Mm-hmm. What is Caspa at right now?
Bitcoin killer.
The Bitcoin killer. What is it at?
Do you know what it's right? Oh, there it is, number 54. Just under 6 cents.
Gosh, I've seen that thing at 20 cents. I've seen it under 6 cents. That's rough. It's hard to see. Oh, and then there's Algo. Algo's that's AJ's little lover right there. Algorand.
Oh, there's VeChain. Look at that. Oh, below 2 cents.
I know. Which I still think is a great opportunity. I don't see VeChain going anywhere. I think VeChain is at some point going to move. How long or when that is, God only knows.
When the time is right, there's no retail. Look, at this point, like the institutions, they maybe don't know. I don't know. Like they provide a very, very solid institutional solution, right?
Of course,
solid, like absolutely. But I feel like a lot of the push right now, especially with V Better, you got the UFC, you got all of these things. Like that's retail. That's focused to retail, and retail doesn't give a fuck about crypto right now.
Yeah, pretty much, which doesn't make sense to me. I still think we're going to see. I think we'll see the Christmas rally. I do think that we'll see that. I do think that we'll see the end of the year sell off right after that, or start of the year sell off, I should say. What are you excited about? You excited about Floki?
No.
Oh, you had it highlighted on Floki.
Hand pump.
Hey, listen, I hoard myself out to Floki a few times on TikTok prior, so they paid me a few times, and I was willing to talk about it.
There's your top 100.
Yeah.
Sandbox in the top 100. What
Yeah.
does this chart look like?
What is what? Sandbox look like? Oh, like getting in there and the metaverse, which used to be we used to talk about, and it was all the rage, and people are going to live there, and this, that, and the third. It's like we went from there to AI. There was just no. It was like,
Well,
AI.
Well, all right. Now,
Am I wrong?
No, we're not wrong at all. But what I think is that's I went from metaverse, almost like got it. Okay, we get the concept. Let's do AI. AI. Boom, we're getting through that. Now, what we need is to build those two things together: the metaverse with the AI. Bloop, swoop, bada doop, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
And we know like the video was working on that. Like that was the big thing with like their chips. You know, the big thing was with the AI and the gaming was you go into the ramen shop and instead of, you know, the NPC in the game, the chef at the ramen shop, instead of it being like predetermined things that he was saying in this conversation, you've got like one of two outcomes. It is totally AI driven. So depending on what you say, you're going to get some response back, which is totally custom to what you say, which is very cool. That's the future of gaming. And hopefully what we're going to see, and listen, I'm not a gamer by any stretch of the imagination, but when this new Grand Theft Auto does come out, I will play that shit because I'm pretty confident that will be the largest open world universe.
Oh, I bet it's going to be wild.
Mississippi.
I don't game like anymore at all. I used to play Call of Duty with friends. I just don't take the time to do it, but I do think that is going to be pretty wild. I think it's going to be very interactive. My understanding is that there's going to be some crypto stuff involved, right?
Hopefully it's right off the rip too, like set the tone.
Yeah, I didn't know whether that was going to be. Oh shoot, I didn't even see my boy Tradefly in the house. I hate what I saw him put in the chat, but I get it. Tradefly said, I don't ever want to hear the word Caspa again. But Tradefly, keep the faith, brother, which actually we're going to talk about this in a second. It's all about a perspective shift. And I don't want that to sound like I'm being a smart ass. I'm actually not. But I get where you're at, Tradefly, because trust me, I have felt a massive amount of pain surrounding that for me and for my friends and for my family and for all of the people that I thought we were going to make all this money doing some mining with Caspa, and it is, and the machines, if they're just not worth anything versus what we paid for them. Dude, I lost. Yeah. So anyway, only way Caspa ends up being a good thing for me and for the people that I got involved in it is if we start the machines back up, which word on the street is before we thought we had to get up to 20 something cents. I think there has been some talk because of the difficulty has dropped quite a bit, that's not the number and it can be quite a bit lower than that. So anyway, how's your mental health, dude? Kind of had I guess I'll kick it off with this. So I had a conversation with somebody in chat. If you guys want to jump in on this, jump in the chat, show us some love. Tell us, we'd love to see how you guys are doing. We think this is a big part because crypto is such a volatile asset and there's so much going on that's intense and active and whatever. It can really, it can really have a toll on you. So I was having a chat with somebody. We were talking some business stuff surrounding my buddy's supplement stores, and I was trying to give some business advice, being a business owner and looking at things. And I've tried to help one of my buddies out with a lot of business planning and some other stuff. And the guy says to me, he was talking about his divorce. And I was like, man, you know what? That sucks. Like, there's really no other way to put it. He was explaining something to me, a situation. I said, yeah, that just sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. There's, no other way to say it. He's like, you know what? I don't think that it does. I don't. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, here's what I think. I think that bad things in life are not actually bad things, that the idea that something bad is happening is just a social construct. And first thing I thought was, this guy is freaking crazy. Okay. Like, it was the first thing I was like, cuckoo, what? Because we've seen a lot of bad, right, in our world. And I said, pause. I literally put my hand like this. I was like, pause. Explain. Like, I remember specifically because my mind was like, I was like, skirt. And he was like,
I can see that actually happening.
yeah, pause, explain. And he said it's a the idea that something is bad is a social construct, because if I truly believe, if I truly have faith that God has a plan for my life, and I actually believe that, then all of the things that are happening, good, bad, or indifferent in my life along the way, are just part of the plan to get me to where I'm supposed to be. And I like quietly reflected for a second, and I mulled on that for like 2 days. I did a TikTok on it yesterday or the day before. That's actually done really well, talking about, is it a perspective shift? Is it the idea that, as an example, I'm late to work, my car ran out of gas, my kids are being bad, the crypto markets are down, the blah blah, and you start, because I don't care who you are, more often than not you will hear negativity coming out of people's mouth, right, than you will positivity, right? And so,
is that because that's what gets the attention?
I don't know, but what I know is that they're speaking this negativity, which I do think are words and have power, and we push negativity out, and you can bring other people down with negative words. I think that there's a lot there, but what he ultimately was getting at, and this is what I was thinking of, is like, he ends up telling me that as part of the conversation, he said, if I truly believe it, and I have worked through and live my life that way, all of the things that happen throughout my day on a small level all the way up to a long-term macro level, I don't have stress and negativity. My outlook on life is positive. He's like, think about it. I'll have something terrible, quote unquote, as the world puts it, terrible happen, and I genuinely have trained myself to be like, okay, well, that's an interesting part of the plan. Let's see where this heads next. And he said, and I literally push forward from there. And so I mulled on it so bad, because it almost made me feel, and this is a personal thing for me, it almost made me feel like my faith was less than, and that challenged me. I didn't like that, because I feel like I have seen my life drastically change over the years partially because of God and the lifestyle changes that I've made as a result of him blessing me and helping me through some wild, crazy chaos that I created. So he made me think, man, I don't have the faith that this man has, because when bad things happen, I'm willing to tell you that sucks, and let's talk about it, and what can we do, and how can I step in and intervene, and how can I blah blah blah. And as I mulled on it more and more, I was like, man, he's so right. If I can shift my perspective to, I've got a car, I've got a beautiful family, I've got a crypto portfolio, I had extra money at some point to put it in there, boom boom boom, and genuinely just switch that flip over to having a positive outlook as to, this is part of the plan and this is where it gets me, man, it changes everything. And I do. People have asked me in the past, if you could take back, your life of drugs, would you do it? And my answer is kind of twofold.
Right.
First of all, the answer is no, I wouldn't. And people will give me the look like, wait a minute.
What makes you who you are?
So yes, so there's two pieces to it. Would I want the time back and the money? But would I want the time back? Yes. The time wasted doing all of it is nonsense, and it's sad, and I would love to have the time back. That being said, exactly what you just said, dude. I don't think I would have the empathy that I have today. I don't think I would have the love I have today. I don't think I would have the understanding that I have today. I don't think I would have, hey, listen, I'll call it what it is. I learned a lot of business prowess from selling dope too. Like, I don't think I would have the things that I have today, and the outlook on life, and the way that I handle things, and the appreciation for all of the beautiful life that I have, if I hadn't have gone through hell. I think some of the people that have been through the most hell recognize and appreciate heaven the most. And that's, yeah. So I don't know.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I mean, I got a tattoo on my wrist that says "always half full." I'm the eternal optimist, and that's and like, and we were talking about a little bit of this before, and the whole idea of having these mantras or having these ideas or things that maybe it's even like, I don't know, a therapy, a self-therapy to ourselves and how it works, but we'd like to telegraph the message, especially being on social media, is I don't know, it's a twofold. It's a wonderful thing in my opinion, right? And I think the example that we were speaking about was when I was kind of maybe going through something, man, I know it was in a winter. It was either 2 winters ago or whatever. And I would get up and I would do like a 5 a.m. daily affirmation. And
Switch our camera. Switch our camera, would you?
What's that?
Would you switch our camera real quick?
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like I'm loving what you're talking about, and I want to see you a little better, Jay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
So you get up at 5 a.m. You're doing your affirmation and what?
Yeah. And so I would post it out and it would be motivational, self-help, but maybe not worded in so much of in that tone. And I would get comments from people, and this is kind of what really helped me self-reflect on this was, dude, like, are you in rehab? What's go?
Somebody's here.
Yeah, I think my wife and daughter just got back. J-Man, hold up.
Smash the like for all of you watching. We love you guys. We appreciate you for being here. It takes 2 seconds. If you're in YouTube, X out of the live chat, boom, hit the like, come right back in. All right, good.
Oh, there it is.
And so, dude, somebody's knocking on my door now. Are you serious?
Really?
Nobody ever knocks on my door. Yeah, and ringing the doorbell. Pause 1 second.
Okay.
Go ahead. Keep talking about what you're talking. I'll be right back.
Okay. So I'll just kind of backtrack and hopefully he'll be back here. So it was, I was kind of, again, dealing with a mental thing, whether it was like, we all go through, if you have, an influencer, or if you create content, if you are, public facing, where, you guys get to see my face every day, you go through ebbs and flows of, your mental states. And so I was going through this thing, and it was winter time, which obviously we all see the sun less. And so I was doing my daily affirmations. And so now you're back. I'll pick it up right where I was. I was starting to get the comments of, dude, are you going through rehab? Are you okay? Like, who the fuck are you actually talking to? And again, it helps you self-reflect on this and be like, yeah, I'm actually talking to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope, and it is with that hope, that if anybody out there sees this and it aligns with them, or they can resonate with it, or it can help them, or help start to make them think a little differently, by all means, take it. That's what it's for. I've been, I guess, blessed with in some way, shape, or form, a platform to where, every single day a few people tune in, and I appreciate every single one of you for doing that. And it was going through again this self-reflection of, man, yeah, I do tell myself, and even with the 1% better thing, that's a mantra that I preach to my community. But fuck, man, that's for me, because I could use the work. I could be a better husband. I could be a better father. I could be a better businessman. I could be a better content creator. I could be a better friend. I could be a better son. I could be a better brother. Like I could be better. We could all be better,
of course.
And so I add this in as kind of like something just to build into just the mental acuity of what I'm doing with my life. And do I make it 1% better every single day? Motherfucker, no way. I don't. And I try, right? Absolutely. But, that's just, again, that's me telling myself, like, just do it. And again, if somebody wants to hear the message and they want to live that and put that into the ethos or the game plan of their life, great, wonderful. I appreciate that. And let's do it together. But I guess at the end of the day, like, yeah, I am self-motivating because I have to be. I'm in like survival mode right now, right? Like absolutely struggling in several facets. And absolutely one of the best things for me right now is to get into a routine. So I'm trying to take this fight in December in Dubai so that I could get back into like a very heavy routine, which triggers a lot of better things ultimately for my brain and outcomes.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
No, for sure. I remember you and Jenna joking with me when I was talking about it, when we were talking about the idea for the show. And I said, hey, listen, I'm not going to go off the rails on getting all political and this, that, and the third. And I was talking through this whole thing, and it was funny because I remember it was either you or her, both of you combined, were like, hey, are you saying this for us, or are you saying this out loud for yourself? Are you motivating and pumping yourself up to the fact that you don't want to get all crazy political on the show, on the show? I think I do the same thing, man. I think that I've told I do things for, it's not that I'm just doing things for myself, but it's that if I am the best version of me, then I can also be the best version of myself to other people. I had told people in my small group, and I've told people, I might have even shared this on a live video at some point, but I've been wearing a lot of gear recently. The Jesus hat, I've got like a faith t-shirt on. Like, I've been wearing stuff, and honestly, like, it's great to be able to open the conversation and open the door to be able to talk to people about Jesus and to be able to talk about what, like, God, he's done for my life. Okay. But you know what else it does? It holds me incredibly accountable. Before I'm about to pop off at the mouth and say something inappropriate or say something wild or like just be disrespect. I mean, I'm not generally that person, but I'm saying sometimes you have a day where you're just like, I've had enough, and uh-huh. It does. I've had it happen. I check, like, I'm about to say something because I've had it with whatever the situation is, and it's like it's like, hey bro, you got a Jesus hat on right now. You're representing something that you do not probably want to say. That it's not going to look good, and it's been good for me. So I'm all of that just to say that yes, I don't think there's anything wrong with reminding yourself via, hey, you've got a platform, you're talking to other people, and people do get something great from there is somebody, I think, every single day that will scroll across a tweet or a video or something of somebody's from social media where they read it or they see it or they hear it or they watch it and they're like, I needed that. That was for me. Yeah. It's like sitting in church and you're like, you hear the message being preached and you're like, was he with me, watching me all week? Like, that was for me, right? That same type of idea. And I think that
it makes me think of like motivation, right? And like what we're talking about. And I've heard this before. I'd love to have this conversation. Like, what is motivation? What is motivation truly? If you don't have the drive or the desire, like what would you need motivation for?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Right. Just because
what is it?
Yeah. And what's the purpose? Just, well, okay. If you're just happy exactly where you're at, you don't feel like you need to do better. And there's people like that. They're just like, hey, I'm right here. I'm just doing this and I have no aspirations to be better. I'm not going to be probably any worse, but we'll see about depending on the day or whatever. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah. So, dude, I like it, and I like that you talk about the 1% better. I like that you continue to press on that. I think
it's an important thing, right? It again, even if it is just me talking to myself, at the end of the day, I do consistently make those steps forward in hopefully some aspect of my life, right? Again, and I gave all the examples of, father, son, brother, husband, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Trader, anything you could imagine.
Being all of the things and being the best version of them.
Right. And I would say, being that right now, I would say my only outlet other than being able to have conversations like this with you or hosting the show is going to the gym, right? And so that is kind of what's being with my family for sure, but like that is like what burns the endorphins to help probably keep any shred of the positivity going.
Yeah,
because we're all talking to people. We all have friends in our lives. We all have colleagues. We all have people and accounts on social media that we follow that we know. There is struggle. There are times where people are going through issues, and I think I posted something today like. And look, because you can go on your timeline and you will get a fucking mixed bag of just about everything you could imagine, right? And this is why I posted it was like GM to everybody's who living their best life, and GM to the people who are struggling silently, because between the two of those levels is a whole group of people, and we all fit in somewhere in between that list. You're either living your best life or you're fucking struggling.
Yeah. I'm with it. I was going to ask you as part of that because I kind of told you this morning, I just kind of felt like I was in a funk and I needed to get to the gym. I had been more inconsistent about the gym recently. And after going, I didn't tell you the end of that. After going, I was so glad that I like made myself go into the gym, and just my girlfriend texted me and she's like, hey, you have the ability to set your own schedule. I can see your calendar right now. You don't have a meeting. get your butt into the gym. Just go right now. Go. And so I hurried up and went. And then, of course, I'm in the gym and I get texts from 2 different job sites about how they need something that I have to freaking weigh in on and handle. But the fact is, I got a decent workout in, and it made me feel better. And I made that next. It just helped with the day. You said Dubai? I thought you were possibly training for a fight that was going to be in Miami. So talk to me, bro. We have not had this conversation, so let's have it live.
So sounds like Miami off the table. And that would mean
for everybody, like the fight thing is not happening at all, or just you didn't have the ability to fight the person, or however it wanted to be.
Oh yeah. So Miami, as a venue, as a location, I think with Art Basel and just some things, like the prices for venues, hotels, all that stuff is just too crazy. And so there's a couple conferences internationally. There's like B&B Blockchain Week, and then also Solana Breakpoint. So I think they're trying to just figure out which of the two where they're going to place the event. It's either going to be in early December or mid-December, and then it'll either be in Abu Dhabi or Dubai. So the Middle East again. Let's go.
All right.
BB's coming home, baby.
That's do you know who you would be fighting?
There's some discussions. Can't really talk about much until we get contract signed. But
but it's Crypto Fight Night. It's CFN. Yes.
Correct. Yeah, I was talking with Angus today. So
okay, I actually ran into somebody that I trained with quite a bit at the gas station the other day. The guy, he's a lot shorter than me, and so it's kind of funny. He would always leave either with a fat or cut lip or a puffy eye from fighting with me, but I would always leave. So that's what I mean, bro, because my jab's pretty solid and quick, and I'm so much taller than him that I can literally jab and step back, you know what I mean? I've got a good reach on this guy. But bro, he would get in on my ribs, bro. And and we talked about it outside the gas station. He's like, man, every time I got to take a picture after training with you, I look like I got beat up. And I was like, yeah, but guess what? Every time I had to breathe, I had to think about you because you were killing my ribs. He's a stocky little guy, and he is a boxer, and he would work my body. Oh God. Yeah. So how's the training going?
Good. Doing a lot of cardio right now, man. That's the game. I got a few pounds to lose. Just to what I want to do was strip down a little bit and then build back up. So I got a few weeks, and so I'm getting close to where I want to be. I'll probably do like one more fast, and I'll do that at the beginning of November. I like doing a 3-day water fast. That usually helps me clear the mentals as well. I just got done doing one a few weeks ago, and it was great. But I already feel like it's time to do another one. I'm stressed as a max.
Yeah, they're tough. Fasts are tough. They're really good for you. They're really good for your GI tract. They're good. They're just good for you. Period. Most people don't ever do them. Yeah, I have done fast.
I do. I like the 3-day. And here's the deal: it's like the last one that I did most recently. I had been how I do it is I will stop eating on like Sunday like afternoon, right? And then so I'm fine to just cruise on through the rest of the night and then sleep. And then, that's, you kind of start it like shortly thereafter, you start to digest some stuff. And so, by Monday, Tuesday, you're already, almost 2 days in. And this time, and it's usually a little bit struggle. Like for me, like Wednesday, every time I've ever done it was like the hardest day. And that's when you can break your fast. But this last time, bro, like I got actually a few hours past 72, and I ended up just having some bone broth just because I was just like, all right, well, I've done it. I'll sip on some bone broth so I get a few things. Bro, as soon as I did the bone broth, I was like starving, like on a whole nother level. Like I was like, oh no, what have I done to myself? Like I need to eat now, like for sure. And I ended up like having some soup and some cottage cheese and some yogurt, like some really easy to digest stuff. So I was fine. It didn't make me sick or anything, but man, if I had not had that bone broth, I guarantee you I could have gone another day.
Oh yeah, for sure. You slip up at all, it's over, because your body's like, that's what I'm talking about, dog. Come on, let's go.
Salty meat soup, give it to me.
Let's go. What's the rest of your what's the rest of your week looking like? You got just normal week going on. You've got
continue. I've been doing a lot of the job search and stuff, looking for a Web3 spot here, doing some media, BD, marketing, stuff like that, whatever. A lot of good resources that I found. So doing that, and then I got the show at 3:00, so I'll be doing that the rest of the week. I got some guests trying to get so next week actually I'm going down to Miami. I'm emceeing the Futurist conference. It's actually
conference is that?
The Hard Rock.
Which conference is it?
So
Which one is it?
Futurist. So the last 8 or 9 years it's been up in Toronto only. The company they expanded, they kind of like sold some of their rights, or they had sold some portions off and expanded here to the US. So the inaugural US conference next week, it's in Fort Lauderdale at the Hard Rock. So that'll be fun. So I'm emceeing main stage on that day too, plus a panel later that afternoon.
Nice.
Super excited about that. So that's really what I'm gearing up to, is just making sure I'm ready to go to Florida next week and work, do some BD stuff, and then get some stage time.
Yeah. No, that's great.
What about you?
Just life stuff, man. It's trick or treat this week.
Oh, yeah.
With finalizing all of the disillusion stuff that I have going on with my soon to be ex. It's hard, dude. So we get along great. I don't know that we've talked about this on here, but I'll just say, she's a great mom. She's a very good friend to me, and I don't have anything negative to say. I just, wasn't the marriage did not need to continue forward. But that being said, it's hard sharing my daughter, bro. It's really, really, really hard. Screw all the other stuff, all the money stuff, whatever money comes and go. I don't care about any of that. I care about sharing my daughter. That's tough, but we've been doing a really good job overall because we get along great about, hey, I'll take her for this, I'll take her for that. We've got a good schedule. It works for my daughter. My daughter was young enough when the split first happened that, it's been almost 2 years, or it's been a little bit over 2 years now. It's just what she knows. So it's good for her. So my ex has got a boyfriend. I'm super cool with him. He's a great guy. I really like him. He's good to my daughter. So I've got an awesome girlfriend that I love to death. There's all of these family type stuff. She has a son who ultimately, I look at as my son at this point. All of these great family things. We go to church together, small group together. All of these just awesome things as I progress in my life are great. Sharing my daughter, however, is still tough. And so what I was getting at was it's trick or treat this week. And, a lot of at least I don't know how it is down there, but here, a lot of times they do trick or treat directly on Halloween. But then if it hits on a Friday, a lot of times they don't want to do it on a Friday night because people like to drink and drive. And so they'll put it to a Thursday. But one of my sister's neighborhood that has a chaotic, crazy, the wildest amount of people in a neighborhood ever for trick or treat is where we like to go. I thought theirs would be Thursday because most everybody else has switched to Thursday, and then I find out no, it's Friday. Anyways, the point of all that is juggling that schedule is just always tough because we both want as much time with her as possible. We both also know that she needs both of us, and we try to be as fair to each other as possible. And so it's worked out well. She did a little trick or treat thing actually with her and her mom and her boyfriend actually on Sunday. His neighborhood does it the week before, so they just did that on Sunday. And then this Friday, she's going to be with us, me and my girlfriend and her. And her son though has to be with her ex. So, anyways, what I'm getting at is life gets exponentially more complicated, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a child with someone that that you are not in a relationship with, whatever that looks like. So if you can avoid that, try. But yeah, shout out to my ex. She's doing a great job as a mom, and shout out to my girlfriend. I couldn't be more thankful for that. But this man right here has really helped me through it because it's tough, dude. How much you love your daughter, dude. That's
absolutely. Life is, we talked about it earlier, right? life is a lot of risks, a lot of gambles, a lot of challenges.
Oh, relationships are definitely that.
It's but through thick and thin, through good and bad, right? I wouldn't change anything that I've ever done, anything that I've ever been, who I've ever been, whatever. Because like you said, it defines who we are at this moment. And I feel like, at this stage, like whether we're living our best lives or we're silently struggling, I feel like we are in some of the best positions of our lives.
Oh yeah.
And the lessons that we've learned have taught us a lot. And I would say, like, again, even like the fight stuff, whatever. Like I haven't won the fight. I have not won a fight, but I fucking love this shit.
Mhm.
And I will continue to train and I'll continue to show up, is because at the end of the day, like, that's important to me. And that gives me, do I want to use the word motivation anymore? I think I'm going to start questioning every time, like, it gives me this motivation to be a better person. No, what it does is that it taught me that I'm capable of so much fucking more than I give myself credit for, or that I allow myself to even think that I'm humanly possible for. And so it grounds me in a way that lets me know that I'm more capable than like it's a reverse grounding, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, for sure. For sure. Are you I'm sure you guys got trick or treat stuff going on. What's your daughter going as?
Oh man, this has just kind of it's been a thing. So we were going to be something as a family, and then she turned into wanting to be a space kitty, moon fairy. And then she wanted to be a space kitty.
A moon fairy. So that's so you and her are both, I mean, that's what you wanted to be too, right? You've always wanted to be a moon fairy.
100%. And so as of, I think, this morning, she wants to be a combo of a moon fairy and a space kitty. So I don't know how this works, but we'll figure it out.
My daughter is she's being, the show Bluey?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she's being Bingo with her mom. She's Bingo, and then with me, she would. And listen, I will do anything for my daughter, and I got to sign off here in a couple minutes. But I will do anything for my daughter. But I do have to draw the line. She asked me, dude, I just can't. She asked me to dress up as Blippi, and she wanted to be Mika. Okay, bro, I have this thing in my mind where I think that he's not like a good individual. Like, it comes across creepy, like
the whole thing.
The whole thing. Yes. Yes. So I just said no. I just told her. I was like, hey, daddy's not gonna do that. I'll do anything else you want to do. I'm not doing that. And then her mom was like, but she'd love it. And I'm like, I get it, but like, there does have to be a time where I draw the line. And I can't say on like live what I actually told her, but like, I had to draw the line at that thing that I, in my brain associated that with. So I had to draw the line there. That being said, so she comes around to a lot of my appointments when I have her throughout the week, like construction appointments, and she meets customers and she does a great job and whatever. So she told me, she's like, can we be construction workers together? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then she was like, but I'm the boss. And I was like, okay, you are. And actually, she is the boss. So. But it's cute that at 4 years old, but she knows I'm the boss. Okay. You're the boss. So I've got her a pink hard hat and a pink vest and a pink t-shirt that has my company's name on it, actually. And then she's got like a belt, a tool belt and tools, and so
Dude, I love being a girl dad.
It'll be cute.
Again, my daughter is just, it literally wrapped around my fingers. So in the hospital, we had to do a C-section, right? And I know we'll get out of here in a second. So we had to do a C-section, and then they brought her over to the table, cleaned her up, and then I got to go over there and cut the cord off. Like, I shit you not, like, as I'm going to do this, like, my hands are low, her hand comes up and grabs my finger. I promise you, like, this actually happened. She's been on the planet for less than 30 seconds. Grabs my finger. I break down. I'm like, whatever you need, girl. Whatever you need.
That's it.
Like,
that's it. No, she's got, yes, my daughter has me very physically, mentally, emotionally wrapped around her finger. That is a fact.
And speaking of those fingers better be hitting the like button right now, darn it.
Bam. Take those fingers that are wrapped around, or I guess that you are wrapped around. Maybe take your kids' fingers, since you're wrapped around your kids' fingers. This is going nowhere good. Hit the like button. Just use a finger. Pick one. Don't care which one. Hit the like. hit, or as J Chain showed earlier, he was, I don't know, he was doing like a Pac-Man. Smash it.
All right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week.
Love you guys. Talk soon. See ya.